this is kind of an interesting thing. This particular company has been in the cell phone space for almost 20 years. And they're finally getting into the e-cig world. So they've agreed to send me their first couple products for review, and we'll do that on the channel. But in the meantime, I just kind of wanted to show you guys the office and what everything looks like. Well, hello! I hope you enjoyed that little look into Oukitel's office and the meeting we had and all that fun stuff. But today we are going to be talking about the Nano. So, as you saw, I went to their offices in China, and it's cool because, again, this is a cell phone company, and a company that's quite reputable, just not in the States. They're really big in like South Africa and Germany and obviously Europe in general. But they've decided to enter into the e-cig space, and that's what we're going to look at today. So for me, it's more of a, why is this cool? Why is this interesting? I mean, you've seen it. It looks cool. It looks interesting. But what's kind of the history behind it, and what were they really going for? So first things first. I've tried this, obviously, probably a month and plus ago. I've had this for a little bit now. And a couple things that make no difference to anybody but myself is I love the way that this is constructed. This is solid. So what they've done, not that anybody really cares, but here we go. They went ahead and molded this outside piece to have its shape and the cutouts for the lights and everything, but really the cool thing is that internally, it's one smooth bore. Now what this means for molding is that it can be removed from the mold incredibly easily, and when they're installing the sled that slides inside and is mounted with the two screws, it keeps everything sort of central. I don't know if that makes sense. So that means that all these frills, all this cool design and angular stuff, which would normally be quite difficult on molding, isn't, because they kept the inside the same. So smart thinking there. That way they don't have to do this in multiple pieces. So it is a one-piece construction. This thing is strong as all get out, guys, honestly. I brought this on the motorcycle and I had no fear of dropping it. And even if I did, nah, this thing will be fine. It's got these two little slots here for the lights to show through, and the lights are bright, I think. And with this solid little cover here, and all this does, it's aesthetic. Now, is this going to be the smallest pod? No, but that wasn't their goal. Honestly, if they wanted to make the smallest pod, this would be very much a competitor to, like, say, Zor, for example, hand feel wise. They've gone ahead and done not necessarily a mechanical locking mechanism for the pod, but rather a magnet. And let me tell you, the magnet is actually really strong. I was using this without the main body on it anywhere, and there's nothing holding the pod still, except for those two magnets. And I could shake it like this, and anyways, I could shake it like this without the juice coming out, and the pod wouldn't fall off. So the magnets are incredibly strong without even these side structures. So with this in place, like I said, strong as all get out, and I'm not mad at that. I think that's actually really well done. As far as the color and stuff goes, yeah, it's a bit gaudy, and it's a fingerprint magnet as well. But honestly, I don't really mind that sort of thing because, you know, you've seen similar and or crazier finishes on cell phones or things like it. So they're just simply bringing over technologies that they're used to onto a little product. And honestly, if it didn't have this crazy color, I probably wouldn't notice it as much. So I think the crazy color is doing its job properly. So there were two pods in China that I tried. One is the 1.6, which is what this one is, and then there's two pods in the pack. You would say, oh, JayBo, what's the second pod? Well, it's also 1.6. Apparently the 2.1 that I tried and liked didn't make it into production, and that's fine. Because something of this size, I think people have an automatic assumption that it's going to vape a certain way. Let me show you what that is now, for example. So, it is a restricted lung hit, but this is a lung hit device. Honestly, if I'm trying to make a cloud for the camera, I'm trying to do it quickly, I'm like doing one of those things, not good. But this is a very relaxed, long draw, for example, like probably 3 seconds at least. Not quite as airy as, say, a Swarm, and definitely not anywhere near as tight as, you know, these things, pods, you know, proper pods, if you will. So I like it because it's kind of in the middle of the road. It fills a gap, so to speak, in the pod market, I think, as far as the draw goes. And it looks cool, and it's heavy, and it's solid. I love that about this. Out of all of the things about it, that's probably my favorite thing. I'm not mad at the way it looks, and it's strong, very strong. This is more or less meant for slightly sweeter juices or something that's, I don't know, I want to say a little bit more strong. And the reason I say that is because I was vaping on, I don't have it with me, obviously I was vaping on my white current on this, which I love, but I switched to a French juice. And the French juice happened to be 50/50, PGVG, and when I was really trying to kind of hoof on this thing and get something out of it, I ended up getting, not spit back mind you, but I could hear the air channel getting filled with some liquid, and so when I went like so, and did that, like for example when you saw the little drop flying out, I was able to get about a drop out of it. Now since I've switched back to my juice, and especially sweetened American style juices, this thing is fine. And I've gotten nowhere near a dry hit. I've tried, honestly. You know, saw me take a 5-second hit. I was taking like upwards of 10 just to see what I could get out of this thing, you know, trying to push it through its paces. But yeah, I like it. I don't know what that says about me, for example, because I don't dislike pods, right? It just, you know, I feel like a pod is a great system with something else, or at least for me, 2 pods or something. Like I need to be able to switch back and forth. So without boring you to death, I like it. I like it a lot. It's not that bad looking. I know it's I mean, right? It's silly. It's silly, but I kind of like it. And again, when you see photos of this thing anywhere on the internet, it looks different. You kind of go, oh, what is that? And it catches your eye. So for that, I can't fault it. As far as filling goes, you got 2 little silicone ports here. Both of those are great because as you fill one, the other opens. You know, letting air escape. Air and or juice couldn't exchange between 2 sides. This one you can. And yeah, it's just, it is what it is. I like it. It says Oukitel, which is the company. It does not say Nano. That's probably a con, because even if you watch my own video, I couldn't say Oukitel properly the first time. It'll be in the outtakes. But yeah, Nano, super easy to say. As far as branding and stuff goes, I think they did well to call it something simple. Because of us stupid Americans, you know, you can't say things like Oukitel. But yeah. So that's all for now, guys. I just wanted to give you a kind of a first look and breakdown of my experience plus my experience in China. I really like this thing, and I hope you guys at least try it because it is different, and especially for those that are going to be a bit rougher on their equipment. I think this can take quite a beating. So thank you so much, guys. If you want to buy this, it is available on Element Vape. I'll have the link below. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe. I'll have more China content coming shortly. My brain's kind of like, you know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the support. Hop in the comments below if you want to just chat with me about anything China related. I'll be at the Vegas show this weekend. So if you're going to be there, come see me. I'll be with Superb, and I'll be in the Modders Gallery as well. So, bye guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. So today we're here at Oukitel.